All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Badash. Double honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops, the great millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim who pushing this gospel in truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Lord willing, fall upon your houses. This is Brother Quanah Watts from the Arizona Great Millstone Camp. Come back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord will, it is edifying. Lord will, it is straight to the point. And man, so I came across a couple articles, which ultimately just prove, right? America's fucked and done, man. There's no way, there's no possible way that the American economy is going to get better. Especially with everything that's happening, it's only going to continue to get worse. As it says right here, Saudi Arabia ditches the petrodollar, right? Which we know that Saudi Arabia, right? When you look up Saudi Arabia, right? Saudi Arabia is basically the they're the head of OPEC, right? Which is a major, if not the most major, crude oil producer in the world, man. And America was in bed with them, right? Saudi Arabia was using the petrodollar in order to trade, oil and so on and so forth, right? Which again gave that dollar, right? Gave America that power, right? Because that dollar was being used, right? The currency, of the American dollar was being used right across the world, right? Which gave that dollar value, gave America power. Right, but the end of that deal, right, that 50-year deal, ended again 4 days ago, as we're going to read, right? And they say, no, we're not going back to the dollar. They're not going to use the dollar no more, right? Which is going to cause prices to sky fucking rocket here in America, man. Really all over the world, right? But mainly here in America, right? And we saw this coming, right? Going back, I think it was a couple of years ago, Saudi Arabia straight up said that they were going to lower the prices, right, for all the nations that they were doing trade with, except for America, right? So we already knew that there was some tension there, man, right? So it's not far-fetched to see that Saudi Arabia is saying, hell no, we ain't, getting in bed with America no more, They're done, man. And let's read a little bit. It says the financial landscape is on the verge of a major transformation following Saudi Arabia's decision not to renew its half-century-long petrodollar agreement with the United States, which expired on June 9, 2024. Right? It says the original security agreement signed on June 8, 1974, established two joint commissions, one focused on economic cooperation and the other on Saudi Arabia's military requirements, right? And it was basically, America saying, hey, we want power, right? We want, you to use our currency, right? And you need military help. Let's exchange the two. Now we understand that America, right, ultimately put Saudi Arabia in that position to need that military help, right? America causing these wars, right? In the Middle East, causing instability in the Middle East, forcing Saudi Arabia to need that military power, right, to defend itself. And America has the weapons, right? America has the weapons, and they have the dollar, saying, hey, if you want the weapons, use our dollar, right? Trade that oil, or sell that oil, in American currency, which then again gave, Saudi Arabia the weapons that they need, but also gave America the power, right? But hey, that power is coming to an end very quickly, right? It says this pact marked a period of deepening collaboration between the two nations. However, with the contract no longer in place, Saudi Arabia now has the freedom to conduct oil transactions in a variety of currencies, such as the Chinese renminbi, euros, yen, and yuan, instead of being restricted to the US dollar, right? Which is ultimately what that contract did, right? It restricted Saudi Arabia from being able to trade or sell or purchase anything outside of the US dollar, right? It says that this shift signifies a considerable departure from the petrodollar system that was put in place in 1972 following the US decision to decouple its currency from gold, right? Because again, the American dollar, right, at one point was backed by gold, right? You can go and take your dollars, right, take them into the bank and get gold in exchange, man. You know, hey, but they ultimately you know, again took that away, you know, and now and gave us this fiat currency, in which these nations are now understanding and now seeing that this fucking petrodollar ain't nothing but a false currency, man. You know, again, it had value at one point, right? Because really, gold and silver, that's the true money, man. You know, and which again, at that point, right, when you take the dollar, right, and you are able to exchange it for gold, that means that dollar has actual value because gold and silver has value. But when you take away that backing, right, that gold and that silver from that dollar, and you just have the dollar, well, it don't have any value by itself, man, right? And this is why these nations are saying, no, fuck that shit, man. We don't want that, you know? And now you're having more nations going back to, you know, gold-backed currency, man, you know? A lot of these nations are going back to that gold-backed currency, man. You're having more and more nations starting to buy more gold, you know? Because, the Lord is returning it back to, you know, back to true money, returning the world back to true money, right? It says the end of this era is expected to accelerate the global movement away from the US dollar. In this evolving scenario, digital currencies, particularly Bitcoin, could see a significant boost, right? And really, again, right, it's not just Bitcoin, right? It's central bank digital currencies, period, right? This is what ultimately is being replaced, right? For these physical currencies, right? A digital currency is coming in to replace them, right? It says the demise of the petrodollar. It says the petrodollar system, which has been a cornerstone of the global financial order for decades, is now being challenged, right? Because, again, these nations see that the American dollar, the petrodollar, ain't worth shit. It's not backed by gold anymore, right? So you can't go and turn your money in and get gold in exchange, right? So you really just don't have anything, right? You have a valueless currency, if that makes any sense, you know? So these nations are pissed off about that shit, man, you know? Nations are pissed off about that shit, and this is why they're moving away from America, right? And I got a few precepts, man, but I do also have another article, right? It says this system effectively meant that oil transactions globally were predominantly conducted in US dollars, reinforcing the dollar's position as the world's primary reserve currency, right? Again, giving America that power, right? It says the termination of the Saudi-US agreement marks a pivotal shift. Saudi Arabia's decision to diversify the currencies in which it trades oil can be expected to diminish the demand for the greenback. As a result, nations and investors worldwide might seek alternative stores of value and mediums of exchange, right? So, you're going to start to see more and more nations, right, step away from that dollar as a whole, right? Because America doesn't have that power anymore, you know? And you know, again, this took place, June 9th, right? Well, I came across another article, right, that just proves, these nations ain't playing, right? This is on naturalnews.com. It says Moscow Stock Exchange suspending all trading in dollars, euros, as global shift away from Western currency accelerates, right? So again, right, it's not just Saudi Arabia, right, which is a huge, extremely huge contributor to the crude oil, right, that's being pushed around the world, right? All these nations use crude oil, man, right? So all these nations, in a sense, right, rely on Saudi Arabia, man. You know, and Russia, right? Russia, you know, produces crude oil as well, right? But Saudi Arabia, right? OPEC, right? Saudi Arabia heads OPEC, right? Is a huge contributor of that, man. You know, especially America receiving crude oil from Saudi Arabia, you know? So whatever reserves that America has now, that shit's going to skyrocket, man. that shit's going to fucking skyrocket as far as price, right? But it doesn't stop there, right? It doesn't stop there, right? America's being touched on all sides, man. You know, it says the United States Treasury under Janet Yellen is systematically destroying the U.S. dollar. Right, it says Federal Reserve note, right? It says by endlessly poking the bear of Russia with yet another round of sanctions. And this, the first round of sanctions, right, happening, you know, around the same time when Russia, you know, went to go invade Ukraine. What did America do? Right, America sanctioned Russia. And what did Russia do, man? You know, Russia said, hey, well, fuck you. You know, we don't need your shit, you know? And what they do, they Russia went and put sanctions on those who are American or allied with America, right? The EU, right? The European nations, man, right? Which, hey, what happened, right? You had Germany, as well as other nations, say, hey, you know, America, don't put sanctions on Russia because 40% of the American economy runs off of Russian crude oil. You know, 40% of the European economy runs on, you know, Russian crude oil, right? So they were being heavily affected, right? America was basically shitting on its own allies because it wanted to sanction Russia, right? And well, recently, Russia just declared America, right, for the first time in history as its enemy, man. Straight up enemy, right? And now, again, not only are they coming at America, they're coming at the EU as well, right? They're saying, no, we're not going to take the dollar and we ain't even going to take the euros. Why? Because guess what? America is over the EU, right? A lot of the EU nations, right, are in bed with America, you know? And Russia's saying, no, fuck that. I'm going to hit you from all sides. Right? From all sides. It says after the Treasury unveiled its latest sanction package against Russia, the Moscow Exchange, or MOEX, reportedly suspended all trading in both dollars and euros. This marking the latest step towards de-dollarization. In a statement, MOEX revealed the suspension affects all foreign and precious metals trades, as well as stock and money trades on Russia's largest public trading markets. Except for dollars and euros, all other financial instruments remain operational. RT reported about the change, noting that the derivatives market is unaffected by the changes with trading continuing as normal. Right? So they said, no, fuck that shit, man. We're getting rid of the dollar, we're getting rid of the euro. I'm not going to read the rest of this. That was ultimately the point that I wanted to grab on that. Right? But again, this is proof that America is done. Right? America is done. You know? Let's grab this right here. Isaiah 47 and verse 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. Right? America's not in power anymore. Right? America is on the ground. Right? That dust is symbolic for confusion. You know? Straight up, man. You know, it says, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Right, man? Right? America is not that powerhouse like it used to be. Right? And let's jump to Jeremiah and prove that. Right? Jeremiah 51 and verse 7, it says, Babylon, right? We just read, right? The virgin daughter of Babylon, speaking on America, right? Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. And again, America used to be at the top, right? America pushed its philosophy, right? And its lifestyle, right? That Greco-Roman lifestyle, pressed that philosophy in all the world, right? And you see that these nations, you know, have drunken of that wine. And, you know, you see McDonald's there, they're wearing suits, right? The language of the air is English, you know? None of these nations are wearing their traditional, you know, clothing anymore. They're wearing basically that dead man's suit, right? Esau Edom suit, you know? So none of these nations are how they used to be, right? Again, they drunken of that wine, you know? You know, and now the nations are mad, right? Which, again, this is going into them being basically bugged out, drinking of that wine. But now they're actually, right, pissed off, man. Pissed off at this damn devil because all this information is being revealed, right? Pursuant to 2 Thessalonians, right? Chapter 2, verse 7 and 8, right? Luke 8 and 17, Luke 12 and 2, right? All this information is coming out. Jeremiah 49 and 10, you know? All this information is coming out about who this damn devil is, what he has done, how he's deceived these nations, man. So now these nations are saying, no, we don't want nothing to do with this damn devil, man. You know, they don't want nothing to do with it, right? Even America is losing garrisons within the earth, right? Senegal sat there and said, no, you know, you have to remove your embassy, right? And that's exactly what America did, right? They removed their embassy from Senegal. I think it's Senegal, if I'm not mistaken, you know. But yeah, you even had, I think it was over there in Senegal as well. They even sealed, they even were chanting, right? Kill the Boer, kill the white Boer, which is meaning basically kill the white farmer, right? Kill the colonizer, which is America, right? The Edomites, you know, they were chanting that, you know. So Esau is really being chased out the world, as the scriptures say in Job, I think it's Job, the 18th chapter, right? Esau is losing that power, right? He's losing that battle. Right? It says, the nations have drunk of her wine, therefore the nations are mad, right? It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. And America can't come back. Right? You see the state in which all these nations are saying, no, we don't want that dollar no more. Right? So everything here, as far as the American economy, right, and the struggling that these American people are going to be facing, right, is only going to be, or are facing, right, because these people are in a tough position now, right, but it's only going to continue to get worse, right, especially with these nations dropping the dollar, right, like it's fucking, dropping them like flies, man, dropping the dollar like flies, you know. So America's economy, right, is over, right. America socially, right, a lot of these people, man, they can't even afford to go out, you know, and socialize anymore, right? So economically and socially, America's done for, man. You know, it says we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even into the skies, right? So a lot of these nations saying, hey, you know, the American dollar don't have any value anymore, right? The currency in my own home country, right, is gaining traction, right, and is stronger than the U.S. dollar. Hey, let me go back home. You know, and this is what's taking place, and you're going to start to see this happen a lot more. You know, America's done, man. The American economy is over. You know, all these nations are dropping the dollar, man, and it's only going to continue to get worse. More and more nations are going to drop the dollar. Hell, even a lot of these European countries, you know, are going to drop the dollar as well, right? Because again, America. It's like Russia, right, accounts for 40% of the European economy, you know, just dealing with crude oil, right? So what do you think these European nations are going to do, right? They're going to end up turning against America, right, which is prophesied, right? Revelation is the 17th chapter, the 16th verse, right? And they're right saying that these shall hate the whore and shall burn her with fire, right? Again, talking about America's allies, man, you know? And that's soon to come, right? That's soon to come, especially with everything that's going on, you know. But I don't want to make this too long. I do got, you know, some areas I want to run, you know. Lord will, you know, it's been edifying. Lord will, straight to the point, man. America's fucking done, man. Call Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you know. Hey, just keep it coming, man. Keep it coming, man. More and more nations need to drop this damn dollar, man. Speed up this fucking chaos that's about to come, you know. But again, Lord will is edifying. Lord will, straight to the point. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rachak, Wadash, double honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops, great millstone. Until next time, I say shalom.